Uh, 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 uh. Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, April 14th, 2020, coming at you live from Austin, Texas. It's the Night Attack Preshow. I'm Bryce Castillo, your Preshow navigator, navigating you through the troubled waters. That is the Night Attack Preshow. Thank you to everyone who was watching live and kept their patience, didn't tweet at me, didn't tweet at us about it. We just wrapped up mere minutes ago, the Altogether ATX telethon supporting the United Way of Austin and the Austin Community Foundation. Thanks to you, I believe we raised, let's see what the final tally was. It was about $2,600, $2,600, which is fantastic. That is not a puny amount. That is a very solid amount of money, and that is going to go directly to helping needy people here in Austin with two fantastic foundations that are taking no cuts. They are keeping it all local in Austin. So if you are interested in helping, please, alltogetheratx.org, ALL together, atx.org. That was the past 2 hours. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. So it's Tuesday, and we got a special guest. I think I had considered this. I had wondered if this would be a thing that would happen, because as you know, we had Robert Cargill join us on the stream. Fantastic, total Austin head. He knows his thing. It's so great. He was great on the telethon. Originally, I thought, well, okay, he'll come in the studio. That'll be the studio, and you can get them in the but then, any reason to stay at home, plus social distancing, all that stuff. So, Cargo will be joining us here via Skype in just a few months, maybe even during the pre-show here. Of course, we're going to get Justin and Brian back. Brian is on the phone getting congratulations. They got hand jobs, they got champagne, they got Molly out there. So he's really living it up. Thank you once again to everybody who showed up and watched, and to everyone who donated. It is it's tough. It's tough to do a local to do a local charity stream on an international platform like this. So it's fantastic that we got so many fantastic donations. Thank you to everybody. Now, what are we doing today? Well, we are about to do the Night Attack program. A little show, you might have heard of it, starring one Brian Brushwood and Justin Robert Young, as well as myself, Bryce Castillo. Sometimes we have Miss Bonnie Brushwood on, and a bevy of guests, including see Robert Cargo. So that'll be a fun time. We will talk about, I don't know, and they will, no, I don't know. And we'll just do the damn thing. So that's that. I'm gonna give Justin a call, see if he's not on the phone with Brian already. Otherwise, I'm gonna call Cargill. Cargill's available. Cargill's ready. We are gonna do Skype today. Because we needed to, we got off the telethon like literally minutes ago, so we will probably not use the Opal this week unless something happens. But I think maybe just in terms of making sure that we continue to give you guys a show on time, we may just do Skype right now. But we do have a shoot coming up tomorrow. Okay, Justin's really not going to answer, huh? We got a shoot coming up tomorrow, so I will be here for that. And so, depending on how long it goes, I'll either help set up or see if we can do the happy hour over the Opal, or I will either be here to help set that up and make that happen for the happy hour tomorrow, or I will show Brian how to do it. It's very simple. Justin already has the link that he needs. Super. Yeah, WCOS win. So he says you've heard about it and that there was no ducking. That's right. It is in the scant minutes that we've tested it. It sounds fantastic. But I think just to keep it easy today, and we have Cargill on, who's got a thing going on later tonight anyway. It's just easier to just keep it Skype for right now. I'm trying to do it for the happy hour tomorrow. And speaking of the happy hour,
so wait, so I should turn off Opal?
Oh, are you doing it? We can try.
I connected.
Did you? Okay. Well, let's do it. If you're there, let's do it. All right. So we've muted each other on.
So now I'm muted.
Right. Well, so connect. Are you connected to the Opal? Are you still connected? No, I don't see your signal from the Opal coming in. One thing we found with Andrew Main was that it does not work with Safari. So if you're on Firefox, you're not hearing anything. Okay. Maybe refresh the page. Otherwise, otherwise, I will check the stuff and make sure. I hear maybe your room mic.
How about now? Now there's nothing coming through.
No, I don't think you've got the right microphone selected.
Oh shit, you're right.
But I do hear you.
Alright.
Oh, hey, it helps if... There you go. You can hear me probably now, huh?
I can hear you before,
Oh, because I had turned the Skype
but
mic
I'm hearing
on.
myself back. Oh, no, I'm not.
No, you're not. There we go, because we fixed it. Hi, Justin.
Yo,
How you
man,
doing?
what a fruitful charity stream, huh?
It went off really, really good, and I'm glad that we did it. I'm glad we got so many donations, just fantastic donations.
Yeah. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. How's the sync? We got a good sync. It looks like a decent sync.
It's pretty good. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna do that, then I'm gonna send Cargill the link for the other one, so he can join us on call too. Okay.
Yeah, people are saying, yeah, good.
Yeah. Can you talk to the people for about 60 seconds?
Yeah, what's up? Hey, fuckers. What's going on, fuckers? You done fucking everything? I'm just kidding, man. I like to loosen it up here on the comedy show. Hey, I got a thing called Wisp. I got a Wisp. And the Wisp is a wireless ISP.
Nice. What? It's a Wisp is a type of thing. It's not the name of a thing. It's a type of thing.
Not a name, a type. So here's what happens. You get your internet through a point-to-point microwave beam from the source. So the good news is that it because of the way the technology works, you get your connection effectively symmetrical. So it's like whatever I'm getting down, I get up, which is awesome. So now like my speed test is at like 130 down, 130 up, which is great, right? That's awesome. The downside with wireless ISP is that it can be fucked with when the weather comes around, right?
Oh, that's not good.
So you're kind of you're kind of at the mercy of where you are. I mean, I guess in all ISPs, you're kind of like this. You're kind of at the mercy of where the original connection is. But we had some frame problems today, and Comcast has been a little iffy since the pandemic. So we were like, fuck it. You want to know what? Like, they just advertised that this new ISP was here in our building. It's cheap. It's $35 flat a month.
Damn. And Any limits on that? Any
No limits.
What rates are you advertised for that?
A guaranteed 100 up and down.
Damn.
Now
your building has to like have a satellite or have
it
a
has
dish
to
installed?
have the thing up there, which it does, right?
Okay.
So we just figured, fuck it, today I'll call it busy because they literally were like, today. And I was like, all right, how about this time?
Yeah,
They
why
came
not?
over, knocked it out. But the thing I'm happiest about is that I found out that the connection that I'm getting is 0.01 mile away from me.
Damn.
So
Oh,
it's
wait a
gonna
minute. Are we
take-
doing the thing? Is the thing happening right now?
We're
We are
doing a
doing a
thing
thing.
right now,
Oh,
Brian.
fuck yes.
I was worried.
Fuck yes. I
baby.
just saw on the chat somebody say Cargill's going to sound like dog shit compared to this. And I was just like, oh, fuck, that means we must be doing the thing.
And it looked like Cargo has a mic, so we'll actually see what that sounds like as well.
Yeah. So would it mess stuff up for me to goose up this monitor, or is that something that should happen over there?
Give me a second to look at
Okay.
that because that was
I wonder,
the second
I wonder
that
what
was
the
touched.
lag
all
is
the stuff
as
was-
well.
In terms of what? The
Like-
video and the audio?
Well, like on Skype, I know it is absolutely impossible for two people to sing together because
Yeah.
each is listening to the other and adjusting their tempo based on the other, so
Yeah.
it very quickly goes sideways, right?
Yeah.
So, I wonder how close we could be. Could we sing together? What do we
yeah,
do?
man. What do you want to sing?
A Billy Joel song.
Okay, yeah, I'm with it. I always want that.
All right,
You
here we go.
ahead. You go ahead,
uh,
Papa Bear.
Oh shit.
Start it off. I'll back you right up.
I'm trying to think of a Billy Joel song.
Can't think of one.
I can't think of one that
That's
I could
literally
go
our
more
bit.
than.
It's
I,
literally
okay,
our
all right, here we
bit.
go. Milk leg, nah. Milk leg,
Milk leg.
nah. Milk leg,
Milk leg.
nah. Milk leg, ah. Yeah, I'm singing Milk leg. And
Yeah,
I'm
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, because
It's
I can
physics.
hear my voice slapping back, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as I can butt in, that's really
Well,
all I care
that's the
about.
biggest thing, right? So
Yeah.
let me go on a tear.
I can hear a little bit of me kind of slapping back, just a little bit.
So
Is it, before you start that, Brian, is it really delayed like the last time we tried this out?
It's not as delayed,
Okay.
no, but it is certainly. I can hear my baritone going through the studio.
Got it. Let me see if I can do something on this side.
oh, cool. We have buttons and knobs. Hey, guess who gets a gold star for television level production today?
Bryce Neshcom Castillo, producer
Goddamn
extraordinaire.
right, man. No, it was like it's funny because after we did that stream, I called Bonnie and I'm like, hey, did you see the thing? And she's like, yeah, I was there for the beginning. And then I left. I was like, oh, well, did it look good? And she goes, it was fine. And I was like, fine, huh? And she's like,
Yeah.
what's happening? And I was like, well, we just, I think both Bryce and I really wanted to try to hit like professional television quality. And then suddenly she's like, oh, no, you did very good. Oh my gosh, that was so impressive. It was so
does that
smooth and like,
What does that mean?
I don't often call Bonnie and nakedly ask for validation.
Sure.
And that's exactly what I did just now. And she
Yeah.
was so confused what was happening. and man, I was proud of us. I thought we did good.
No, I thought it looked great. I thought the shot looked great. I thought the graphics, like there were a few times that I watched like graphics pop up and everything, and it took me a second to realize that like, oh no, like this is Bryce. Bryce is switching all this. Bryce is going like there wasn't the hallmark of what you're seeing now on the highest levels of entertainment are those moments that we have buffed out, and you guys certainly did there, where it's like, all right, let's go to a thing. Is there? Who's got the thing? Is the thing playing?
Man,
right? Zero of that.
On
you
that,
guys were
we batted a little thing called 1,000.
no, you guys were fucking on it.
That was
and by the way, that link is still going to be live tomorrow and shit, right? Like that's still
I believe
that
so.
charity
yeah,
is
yeah,
going.
yeah. And I'm sure we'll send over to Josh the source footage, and I'm sure he'll chop up bits and pieces and put it around or whatever. But that's one of those. We have the luxury on Night Attack and all of its various incarnations of taking it as seriously as we feel like at any given time. The thing that was terrifying about that was, with a straight face, I told Josh Rubin, yes, we will be the hub for this message that involves all of Austin, that all of these brands and names who I respect deeply will contribute stuff to. And with a straight face, I was like, yes, we can make, yes, I can television. And then, and all of a sudden it's like, sometimes we're dicking around and it's like, whatever. I can decide to not care, but deciding to not care was off the table, and it was I'm so thrilled that everything was as polished as it was.
It looked awesome. Bryce, congratulations. Brian, congratulations. That looked fantastic, and it could have looked a lot worse. Like, I mean, like that was something where obviously that was there for the heart. It was there for the money and the city. It didn't have to look like television. It did look like television, and that's what shows the effort.
So here's
from your guys's.
Here's a secret that I've not told anyone. I called Corey, and I said, "Hey, we're gonna do this thing. I don't know if the needle's gonna move or not. If that needle ain't moving, I will reimburse you if you start moving that
Why
needle."
would you say this?
Because I wanted that motherfucking needle to move. And then after the show, I'm like, great show. We raised literally thousands of dollars in the matter of an hour. Also, how much of that was you?
Oh my God.
And then Corey said, $20.
Hey.
Nice.
He said I gave $20 and then saw that needle had no trouble moving on its own.
That's right.
And $20 was enough to make me feel real good.
Yeah.
So I was thrilled. Yeah. I was very proud of everybody on the team.
There obviously is just such a tremendous love for that city, and there's so many great creatives that are there, and I know how much Josh loves it and how much Josh is committed to creating a through line through that community, and the only thing that kind of warmed my heart specifically was just how much you guys were at the center of it, because I do think that what you've created out there in Austin is something special, and if the worth of how much you care about that community is how much you show up, then I can't imagine anybody showing up more than what you guys did at a time when the city needed it the most.
There was kind of a sweet moment, and I'm saying this out loud so Bryce hears it, but like as soon as we wrapped, I called Josh to be like, "Hey man, is everything go okay?" And Josh believes
he's like, "Are you kidding? I've worked with Justin. Fucking, you were a dream."
Well, but you know Josh well enough to know that he takes community service very seriously. He had talked about how this is a good mitzvah. This is a good us doing a good for the community. And when I came, oh shit, what did he say? Fuck, I've already, I don't want to fuck up the way he said it and make it sound not as sweet and awesome as it was. But it was. I said, "Hey, were you happy with everything or whatever?" And he said, "Brian, that was great." Whew. And all of that happened. You're on stream thanking me. You realize all of this goes back to one moment. And he said, "It's the moment that you said, 'Why haven't you asked me for anything yet?'" And I'm like, "When did that? What are you even talking about?" And suddenly it hit me. Like a few months back, I was like, I remember the conversation where I was like, "So where's the part where you asked me to do something?" Yeah. And it clearly hadn't really like me objectively, directly saying, "I believe in you and your mission and everything you're doing." your next job is to ask me for something.
That's right.
So get to the part where you ask me for something. And he's like, well, I don't know what that is. And then eventually we figured out, it's this. And so weirdly, I didn't even realize that I was doing him a favor by preemptively giving consent to help out with whatever it is he's got going on.
Yeah, and look, it was a great moment, and obviously, just as somebody who spent as much time in Austin as I have, and a solid percentage of my friend group lives there, like it was touching for me. I was happy to donate to the cause, and I would encourage everybody else to do the exact same thing. What is the URL again?
Altogetheratx.org.
Yeah, look, if you're listening to this and you watch this content, then you too have a stake in the fate of Austin, Texas. I would encourage kicking in. It's a great cause.
I believe everything. Oh, that's interesting. Am I able to interrupt you? You're able to hear me when I'm trying to interrupt you.
No, I can interrupt you too. Yeah,
it's fucking great. We're in the same
Look
room.
at that.
Speaking of, are you hearing much of the echo?
I was hearing the
hearing some
echo.
of
It
it?
was a little bit louder before.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I can still hear it now. Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Hey, there's Cargill. Hey, can you hear us?
Hey.
I've been here, but I've been trying to figure out the tech.
Oh, okay, yeah. So no, Cargill, it's a little bit of a two-step dance here. But
Is Cargill on the magic device as well?
Cargill's on the
That's
yeah.
right.
Cargill's
Fuck
on.
yes,
Opal,
we
yeah.
all get to interrupt each other. Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
Well,
fuck
you
everyone.
Still shouldn't interrupt each other too much, just hygiene-wise. So yeah, we're trying to give you also a call on Skype just so we can get your video, Cargill. But you can hear us all loud and clear.
Yeah, perfectly.
Right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
he
been-
sounds so good too. He just
Yeah.
sounds.
Ooh, this is tasty because we're 1 week into our running out of time to return it. If it doesn't work, I'm glad it works. That's really great.
Well, and we knew it. We were able to. We did some testing on it. We knew it worked. We knew it worked really great. But that was like right when the internet started kind of fucking up. And today, now that we are over it, the internet works very good for us.
Oh,
So
my
by the way,
God.
you want to know what's funny? I was listening to another radio show that is trying to adjust to like a Zoom lifestyle, and they were like, "Oh, well, why do like their solution is they have their two of their main hosts on machines, and then they have all of their other producers that normally chime in at will on Zoom, and so literally their producer who's with one of the main hosts, whenever one of the other people have something to say, he'll literally put his mic to his laptop speaker so they can speak. And so they were trying to explain that to the audience on why the other people sounded like shit, why the hosts sound good. And he's like, well, there are these machines, they're called Comrex machines.
No
and there's
way.
just not that many around. And I was like, fools, all of you.
So here's the part that makes me so thrilled and I'm surprised by is how close the audio syncs to your video. I thought there would be a trade-off on the video just being kind of out of sync with everything, but it's I don't want to use the P word, pussy, but this is pretty much perfect.
Plethora.
No, yeah,
Plethora, that's right.
exactly. Wait, Cargill, can you voice call into the show?
Or video call.
You mean video
Or no,
call?
video,
I've been
video,
trying.
Sorry,
yeah,
video, yeah.
I keep trying to call you here on the group call on Skype.
Yeah, so I guess on Skype for the video stuff, I guess both sides just mute themselves. And
Right, everyone
the
involved
audio.
mutes their mic, but you know how Skype is sometimes.
Man.
Well, if need be, we can.
There we go.
Oh, there he is.
Dude, I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked
Take
that this
two.
works exactly the way
Oh
we
shit!
hoped.
It's all happening.
There we go. Hey, there's Cargill. Let's get him on screen. Get him an NDI.
And the state of New York is hoarding all the Comrex machines.
There we go. Oop, we don't need.
Yeah,
so
W.
loud
Scottus
this
One points out that you could even delay the video in vMix. That was one of the
Could,
thoughts
yeah.
in the back of my head where, like, well, if it comes to that, we can.
We can, and I think it used to
We'll
be
figure it out.
back before we had a couple of audio tech iterations ago when when we were running the audio
On
and
the
the video
tiny board?
separately,
Oh yeah.
we were actually manually doing some video delay, and that fucking sucked. It sucked because it worked for a really long time, and then we changed one thing, and then it stopped working. So that's why, along with this new board, we're also running audio through here and mixing it in one place instead of having physics try to mix it over in another place.
Can you guys hear and see me now?
We can hear you,
You
and
look
we can see
great, and
Do
you
see
sound
us?
great.
Yeah, I'm seeing Justin and I'm hearing you guys. It's doing weird stuff on my computer. Every time Skype comes up, Comrex like drops down dramatically, and I have to crank up the volume on my television.
You should be able to mute or turn the volume on your Skype down to 0 and mute yourself.
Well, and we're not. His Skype audio is muted. We're not sending any audio to Skype.
Yeah. No, my audio is muted. It just the minute the Skype
shit.
turned on, the volume went down.
Oh,
like,
weird.
dramatically.
So maybe that's like some sort of automatic gain control. You're still sounding clear to us. So
Jordan DeMoss, more like Jordan DeBoss.
Thank you,
the
Jordan
Bit
DeBoss.
Boss.
Yeah, no, the only
great.
fan we've ever had. Yeah, no, Cargo, you sound like $1 million. The only thing that I think that takes this to 11, and Brian, I think that we might now be at the point where the sacrifice would be worth it, is an in-ear thing, and for
so that you don't have to hear any of the echo stuff.
because the audio is getting the echo slapping back to
Yeah,
the audience
somewhere-
too.
Did I ever bring it up? I have an in-ear thing, and I don't mind wearing it.
I don't think it's a big deal now, but that might be the only thing.
Yeah,
that,
no,
like,
I'm
that
ready.
takes us
I'm ready to do
full-
that. Like,
yeah.
and if we have guests in studio, you know,
okay,
like,
well, people say they're not hearing an echo. Maybe I'm wrong then, because I thought I saw people
no,
saying that before.
I believe you are hearing an echo,
I am definitely hearing an echo.
right?
yeah.
But
I'm not hearing an echo.
But I would love it if you didn't even have that minor inconvenience.
Okay. Yeah, if that's the case, then we can roll with this for as long as we need to. But yeah, no, it's fucking great.
Let me try one more thing because I think I got another
All
thing.
right, cool.
I guess we could find out if the echo is the in-studio monitors by shutting off this monitor, and I won't be able to hear you, but then you guys could talk and find out whether or not it's a board thing or an in-studio monitor thing. I'll tell you what,
points
Lon
out that
makes,
I'm doing
you're
my,
acting
I'm doing
like
my least favorite thing. I'm doing
you're
my
making
least
fun
favorite
of
thing.
Justin's favorite game, but it's about to be Justin's favorite game because everything's fucking working. We have a magic box.
No, and also it's like not only your internet's working, I have new internet with like 100
Symmetrical?
Symmetrical.
No
so,
shit. Oh, you're
yeah.
crushing us on the upstream then.
But yeah, no, we're doing fucking gangbusters in this bitch. Cargill, by the way, congratulations on that stream. That was awesome to see, and obviously a great cause.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, we had a good time.
It is such a treat to have a 20-year friendship where you can toss to someone and know that they'll pick up literally no matter how bad or clumsy my toss was. Cargill just picked it up and delivered a return soundbite, and it was fucking great. It was I was very thankful for that.
Yeah,
So-
it was kind of weird to watch. There was one moment where I didn't know you were throwing to me. I thought you were throwing back and to the guest that we brought on, and so I was just kind of like a deer in headlights and oh, squirrels, yes, that's for me.
Well, and the nice thing is, Josh is the one that has been pushing. He's the one that really helped orchestrate and put everything together. So, if there's anyone who gets a free pass for fucking up, it's him.
Yeah, no, but it was a real good time. And it was funny. There was one thing I did want to mention because you were talking about it, and I had a weird moment the other night where my assistant texted me, and it was Friday night. It was 1:30 at night, and he had just driven 6th Street from I-35 to Mopac without hitting a light and without getting stopped. and like he just was able, and that you can't do that. For those of you that don't live in Austin, they close 6th Street on Friday and Saturday nights, and even then, if when you go down the sections that aren't, it's just packed and busy. And he just blew right through it, and said that it wasn't until that moment that's when it hit him the most what was happening to all these people,
and
that he's been reading the stories, he's been paying attention, but that this moment right there was like, holy shit, downtown Austin is vacant. It's empty.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, and
it is the Omega Man territory.
Yeah, well, and it is not our branding strong suit to do schmaltzy emotional stuff, but I'll be damned if that package from the Austin Chronicle didn't get a little bit emotional, where it's like, this shit's real.
I'm glad we ended that, and that I got my Arms of the Angel joke in early.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about the cross-country drivers?
Mm-mm.
Group of 3 dudes in an Audi, New York to LA. Care to guess how many hours it took for them to drive from New York City to Los Angeles?
Wait a minute. Isn't this like
33?
No. I believe like the all-time record is like 22 or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they broke that right now.
They did it, and so they were not professional drivers. They were just 3 guys driving in an Audi. That was 27 hours. So there was no traffic at all, just New York to LA. They averaged about 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if you actually tuned it up to like a performance car or something that went faster than that, and you're trying to break a record, you could probably go even faster. But yeah, 27 hours.
There was
Ladies and gentlemen, we need another Cannonball Run.
Yes, now is the time. You can social distance from within your vehicle.
Cannonball. Cannonball.
There was a great Wired article about people trying to beat the all-time record, because like there was I want to say the all-time record was set in the 70s, back in a time when law enforcement was very, very sparse and you could afford to be crazy. But like the folks who are playing that game now are so rich that they are that whatever legal consequences are insignificant to them. So I want to say 6 or 7 years ago, they did a story about, it was a 2-person team, and they full on they got all the police scanners. They had full on what looked like a police flashing lights on top. Like it full on the side might as well have said, "Racing team, get out of the way." like it was unreal, the amount of investment going in there.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. This world, man. What are we gonna do?
Hey,
Jeez.
I got a question. How is that delay any better now? I've tried my damnedest to try to
He tried
eke
his
it out.
damnedest, Justin.
I know, and I know we're tech support on the fly. I can still hear. Well,
I mean,
maybe not now.
I think,
Oh no, there we go. I can get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can still hear it. I think it's fine for now. But I do think that we might be just that. I think we are a studio monitor away from absolute 100% full
So
duplex.
if we were guessing, it's this microphone picking up this monitor down here is the culprit.
I mean, not knowing,
talking
the,
over him,
the
trying to see
setup,
if he can
like,
hear it over the other mics.
Yeah, check. 1, 2,
So
3.
while he's
1,
talking,
2,
I'm
3.
also talking, which would be when
Hey,
the gate
hey,
disengages.
what's up? Hey, fuck you, Bryce.
And
fuck
so
you.
that would
fuck
be when
you,
he
you
hears
piece of
some
shit.
echo.
Fuck you.
This is very weird for
Hey,
Brian and I
fuck
because
off,
we
fuck
can
off,
barely
you
hear it
piece
at
of
all over here. But this is
garbage
test.
person. Bryce
It's
Castillo,
like a
fuck
tiny
you.
mouse cursing us out.
So was during that period, was the echo much reduced?
Oh, I don't know. I was too busy telling you
He
to
was
fuck
too
yourself.
busy saying "fuck you."
Let's try one more time. We'll try to talk over each other to get the
All right,
to get the
all
gate
right.
going. So
Okay.
the speakers are turned down, and Justin is going to be talking while
Hey,
I'm talking, and so the two of us, this
fuck
disengages the
you.
mic,
Fuck you, you
disengages the
fucking
gate,
piece of shit.
and the
you
part of the
shithead.
gate
Shithead,
is what
Bryce.
lets in some of the ambient sound.
Yeah, I think it's I couldn't hear myself there.
Okay, so then it's just residual bleed.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we could do a lot of things with this board. One of the few things we cannot do is we cannot gate the signal we send to a bus. So we can't.
I know
also-
what some of those words are.
That's right.
Yeah.
But oh man, Cargill, I love that. I love that ride. That's perfect.
Cargill, you look like $1 billion right now. This is great. Why don't you have this lighting all the time?
I didn't even think about it till just now. I have I just recently got it. It's it's my production company logo done in neon. It was a gift from Scott because we have a production
awesome.
company together now.
That's so cool.
So every once in a while when I'm having a drink, I turn the light off and pop on my neon light and
Turn on the red
go
light.
old school 90s. But yeah, now I'm like, I need to night attack this way now.
Can we see the thing? Can you turn the camera to see the thing? I want to see the thing. Oh shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't focus there on it. What is it? What is the name of the company?
In Indonesia.
Crooked Highway.
Oh, Crooked Highway. Okay, yeah.
Fucking
I was
A.
not even close.
Awesome.
Crooked Highway. That's a great name too.
Yeah, we're let me see if I got this. I'm operating on a delay right now. There we go. We're named after a line in a Bob Dylan song. We had an idea for a name, and then everybody talked us out of that idea because it was going to be a confusing name, and so ultimately we we wanted to be called Coffee is for Closers.
Shit! Go what? People talked you out of that? That would have been fucking amazing.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing is that we are big fans of that of Glengarry Glen Ross, and that is that's our catchphrase together. Like whenever things get tough, whenever things are going down, one of us goes, "Coffee is for closers only," and then that's our suit up music essentially. And so we wanted to be Coffee is for closers, and then our manager was like, people are gonna think that because that's a famous line, and we're like, yeah, and I go, yeah, people are gonna think that's David Mamet's company, and we were like, oh shit, they might. Like we need something that's ourselves. And so we were kicking it around, and Scott is a huge Bob Dylan fan. He has seen Bob Dylan I don't know how many times. In his house before it burnt down, he had one of Blonde on Blonde's platinum records.
Oh, Jesus.
He had actually he had that in his office, and sadly it did not survive the fire. But he is a huge fan, and I'm like, hey, pick out some of your favorite lines of Bob Dylan's, and we'll play around with that. And he's like, oh, I love this line from one of his songs. I walked down 7 crooked highways, and it's a really great song. And I don't know Bob Dylan enough to know be able to quote the rest of the song right now. But I was like, oh man, Crooked Highway. That would be great. And he was and now we're Crooked Highway. We produced our first.
Yeah,
we produced our first thing for Into the Dark.
That is a great horror name.
Hey, you know what I loved was that moment where you both stopped talking because you could tell you were interrupting each other and you were being polite.
Well, I think for some reason Cargill's stream is maybe not coming in at the same time as Justin's.
No, on the Comrex?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That's
on what?
Weird.
Wait, what?
On the thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out.
What?
Yeah, no, one thing before we start, Cargill, I was listening to an interview with Jason Blum, and he was telling a story about Sinister, and specifically in reference to the fact on why more like A-list actors don't do horror movies. And his theory, and this is based on Ethan Hawke doing Sinister, was that many A-list actors are just scared of horror and don't watch a lot of horror, and so therefore don't think of it as a genre in the way that they might for action adventure or science fiction or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. I had a great moment with I was there when Ethan got it. He didn't want to do the film initially because he read the script and he said it's too scary and it's horror and I'm not a horror guy. And then he was having trouble sleeping the next few nights because the things from the script was stuck in his head. And he told his wife, and his wife loved the script and was like, maybe that's the sign that you need to do it. If it scares you, it's going to scare other people. And he was like, okay, yeah, I'll go do it. And he wasn't fully like, he's Ethan. Ethan is as blue collar as it comes when it comes to acting. He absolutely gives you 100%. He has no ego about it. He comes into work. He has rehearsed all of his lines beforehand. He comes in with 3 different ways that he could do it during the day. He's just such a joy to work with. But he just didn't get it. And there was this moment where he's walking down the hallway with a baseball bat towards a box, and which, if you've seen the movie, you know which scene this is. And he walks, and Scott's like, no, you're going a little too fast. And then he really slows. His nose a little too slow. And then Scott goes over and goes, hey, Ethan, what I want you to do is I want you to go step, step, beat, step, step, step. And Ethan gave him this weird look, and he goes, yeah, all right. And he, then goes and he nails it. And Scott's like, that's it. Let's do one more for safety, but we got it. And he does it again on note. And we had this really awesome DP named Chris Knorr. And he had this habit that he had this sign on the camera room that you'd flip at the end of production day. And it said champagne room. And he kept it stocked with liquor and beer and wine, so that at the end of the shoot, the whole crew, the whole camera crew and members of the crew, key members, would come in and all have a drink together before we went home. And so Ethan saunters in that morning, actually, and grabs a beer and pops it open and just starts talking. The whole room goes quiet listening to Ethan. And he's like, my first movie I did with Jack Lemmon. And it was a movie called Dad, and I'm acting, and Jack pulls me aside and he goes, kid, comedy is simple in that it is performance plus timing. And if you remember that, you will be a great comedic actor. And he was thinking about Jack Lemmon in that hallway when Scott talked to him, and he realized that horror was performance plus timing. And he remembered why he loved all the horror movies that he did in history. And it wasn't because they necessarily just scared him. It was that the performances sold the horror to him. And he realized all at that moment what he was doing there. And he felt like such a jackass for having thought less of horror for so long, and felt like he should have been doing horror for 20 years already. And that's why you've seen him in a lot of genre ever since, because now that he gets it, he's in love with it and really loves the concept of it. We've got a project that we were working on, and we reached out to him and said, would you be in? He's like, yes, yes, I want to work with you guys again. So we've got another project lined up with him that I'm excited to do. But yeah, a lot of actors really do think that it is something that it's beneath them. They think about, a lot of people have that stigma with horror, in which they don't realize that horror is a very real genre. It has a lot of benefits to doing it, and that they're always thinking about the worst of it. They think of, being in a horror movie is like being in Friday the 13th Part 8. Like, it just, that's what people are going to remember of it. And
I just love, I love the revelation that is born. The seed from which that plant grows is a bunch of scared kids that are like, no, I don't like that movie. I like the one with the love story. I like the one where he slips on the fucking puddle. I like that one. I don't like the horror movie. And then it grows into this like, oh, I don't lower myself to the horror genre. But really, it's just that scared kid who doesn't want to watch the fucking horror movie.
All right. Before we start the show, because we have to do a show, I'm going to spoil that new Tiger King special. The best revelation is when one of the interviewees says, I'll tell you the big secret about Joe Exotic. He's scared of big cats. Every time he went in, every shot you've ever seen of Joe Exotic, that is a tranquilized cat.
Well, I mean, he should have tranquilized the one that bit him.
He killed those.
Oh,
before,
Jesus.
Before.
Oh,
I thought it was
Those are
done by that bitch
reanimated
Carol
cats.
Baskin.
That bitch Carol Baskin down there in Florida. All right, I'm gonna get a beer for the road, and we'll be ready to roll.
Ready.
I pulled up one of these Corona Lights because I'll drink a Corona.
Yeah, because we all like water.
Less
Like,
lower
hey, Have you ever wanted a White Claw but without the alcohol?
they don't even list the ABV on this can.
Yeah, it's
Not
probably
any-
3.5.
It's 4.1 if Google says anything, which is less than the 5 on this White Claw.
Yeah,
but I like the taste of this. I don't like fizzy water so much. That's why I went for this over the White Claw.
I like Corona. Corona's a good beer.
Yeah.
I too have
Distinctive.
dipped into the Corona Lights, so I suspect that the only person that doesn't like, I suspect that the only person who has a beef with Corona Light is John, who keeps buying them, and us, who keep stealing them. So I should buy a lot of Corona Lights for him. Because it's like at the end of the night, you got to take somebody home, and sometimes she's a Corona Light.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
So, you guys like me with a microphone?
It's
Love
great.
it. Oh my
love
god, you
you.
sound fucking amazing.
The,
You
on-
look
the only
great.
way it would be better is
sound
if
great.
there was no sound ducking and you were able to interrupt us whenever you wanted. Oh, wait, that's exactly the wonderful universe we live in.
So give me one last minute as I write out the things that I say in the beginning of the show, so I don't fuck it up again.
Very rarely.
So somebody in chat is talking about Modelo, and I've got to say Modelo is a fantastic Mexican beer.
Modelo's
Well,
good.
they're also the owners of the Corona brand.
Oh shit, for real?
Oh, yeah. That's Modelo. All of
Is
that
it the
is Modelo.
same owners or is it the same distributors in San Antonio?
I don't know. What cartel are you a part of?
I think we talked about that. Crooked Highway.
In fact, actually, weird ass side story.
It is Grupo Modelo
In-
that owns Corona and Modelo.
2005, I did there was a last minute cancellation for a series of magic shows and performances at military bases in Germany and Italy. And so I got the gig because I was available because it was the summer. And I went over there, and the thing about military bases is they want everybody to feel comfortable and at home. So they manufacture this like town square, and then in the PX, they unify. It's always the same everything's or whatever. So I'm in Germany. I'm in Germany, the home of great beer, including Beck's. And I go to the PX.
Beck's?
Beck's famously promotes itself as a German beer.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in Germany on an American base and you pick up Beck's, you look on the side, it says product of Canada from Molson Incorporated, because they literally import from Canada the fake American Beck's rather than have the actual Beck's that's right fucking there in Germany.
And that's why we pay $47 for a toilet seat. And I'm here to cut the budget.
That bitch,
Hi.
Carol Baskins.
Yeah, man, that's fucking crazy. I can't even imagine how much of that shit is moving around. I mean, now we're actually like seeing the bloodlines of all of it, where people are like, flying fucking planes of shit into America for, the burgeoning plague.
And for no, I'm not gonna say it.
It's almost 10. All right, let's do
the show, everybody.
Let's
All right,
do
God
it,
damn
baby.
All right, here we
Time
go.
to
Here we go.
Space
Here we go.
Jam.
By the way, great job, Bryce. Whatever else happens from here on out for the rest of the night, built
We
up
got a
lot
game.
of-
We have a bit.
built
Let's
up
go. Let's
a
go.
lot of good
Let's go.
value.
All right, stop talking.
We'll make it up in the happy hour. Here we go.